Now that I have your attention, I want to tell you the story of the brilliant businessman, politician, and current president of America, Donald John Trump. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City. His father, Fred Trump, wasn't just any builder. He was one of the most successful real estate developers in the city. Donald grew up in a world of marble floors, model homes, and business talk at the dinner table. But young Donald wasn't calm or careful. He was loud, aggressive, and always trying to win, whether it was baseball, arguments, or just getting attention. By age 13, his behavior was so out of control that his parents sent him to the New York Military Academy. The strict environment didn't break him, it focused him. There, Trump learned two things: discipline and how to dominate. He wasn't just a student. He became captain of the baseball team, a cadet leader, and someone everyone noticed. He liked it. Trump didn't just want to fit in, he wanted to stand out. And even as a teenager, he was obsessed with two things: winning and being known. Trump entered Fordham University in 1964, but quickly transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Why? Because Wharton had a real estate program. Trump didn't care about theory. He wanted to build empires. While still in college, he worked for his father's company. But Donald wasn't satisfied with building middle-class homes in Brooklyn. He wanted Manhattan, skyscrapers, luxury, headlines. In 1971, Donald took control of the family business and rebranded it as the Trump Organization. He moved the office to Manhattan and went all in. His first major deal, the Commodore Hotel. It was old, dirty, and losing money. But Trump had vision. He partnered with Hyatt, made a deal with the city for tax breaks, and transformed the building into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. When it opened in 1980, it was a smash hit. Trump wasn't just building buildings, he was building his name, in gold letters, on towers, on everything. And for Donald Trump, this was just the beginning. By the 1980s, Donald Trump wasn't just in real estate, he was real estate. Skyscrapers with his name in gold letters began appearing across Manhattan. The most iconic, Trump Tower, opened in 1983. Black glass, marble interiors, a waterfall inside. This wasn't just a building, it was a statement. Celebrities came, cameras followed. Trump wasn't just a businessman, he was becoming a brand. And he didn't stop at buildings. He bought casinos in Atlantic City. He launched airlines, bought a yacht the size of a football field, and even flirted with buying sports teams. Everything had one thing in common: the name Trump. He became a media personality before that was even a thing. Magazine covers, talk shows, headlines. But behind the gold-plated image, debt was growing. Fast. Trump's empire was built on borrowed money. And when the late 80s recession hit, banks started calling. His casinos were bleeding cash. His deals were over-leveraged. And for the first time, the king of Manhattan looked like he might lose everything. But Trump had a skill most people didn't: survival. In 1991, Trump was on the edge of financial collapse. His businesses were billions in debt. He had to give up control of several properties just to stay afloat. Critics said he was finished, but Trump wasn't done. Not even close. He made deals with banks to restructure his debt. He sold off what he had to. And slowly, piece by piece, he clawed his way back. By the mid-90s, he shifted focus from buildings to brand. He licensed the name Trump instead of building from scratch. Hotels, golf courses, real estate classes, it all carried his logo, but others took the risk. Then, in 2004, everything changed. Trump walked onto TV screens across America and said just two words: "You're fired." The Apprentice wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. Millions watched him every week. He wasn't just a businessman anymore, he was a household name. And in Donald's mind, the next move was already forming. Not just fame, not just business, power. After The Apprentice, Donald Trump became bigger than ever. He wasn't just rich, he was famous. People who had never heard of real estate now knew the Trump name. He leaned into it hard. Cameos in movies, WWE wrestling, best-selling books like Think Big and The Art of the Deal were back in print. He became a symbol of success, loud, flashy, and unapologetic. And then he started teasing something bigger: politics. As early as 2011, Trump began questioning President Obama's birth certificate on national TV. Some called it outrageous. Others listened. Cable news ate it up. Trump realized something powerful. The same rules that made him a media mogul worked in politics. He flirted with running for president before, but always pulled back. Was it serious? Was it for attention? In 2015, he made it real. He stood at Trump Tower, rode down the golden escalator, and said, "I am officially running for president of the United States." People laughed. The media mocked him. Pundits said it was a stunt. But Trump wasn't joking. He had money. He had name recognition. And most of all, he had attention. And in politics, attention is power. No one believed Donald Trump could win. He had no political experience, no filter, and a campaign full of chaos. He insulted rivals, clashed with journalists, and tweeted like no one had ever seen before. But something was happening in America. Millions of voters, especially in the middle of the country, felt ignored, forgotten, left behind. Trump wasn't polished like other politicians, but he sounded real, blunt, angry, anti-establishment. He wasn't offering policy papers, he was offering a fight. His rallies drew massive crowds. His slogans, "Build the Wall," "Drain the Swamp," "Make America Great Again," became rallying cries. The more he was attacked, the stronger he got. He crushed his Republican opponents one by one. Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, all gone. Then came the general election. Hillary Clinton was the favorite. Almost every poll, every expert, every late-night host said the same thing. Trump had no chance. But on November 8, 2016, shockwaves hit the world. Donald J. Trump was elected 45th President of the United States. For the first time in history, a businessman with no political background had taken the highest office in the land, and the world would never be the same again. When Trump took office in January 2017, Washington was stunned. He didn't play by the rules. He didn't try to fit in. From day one, he came in swinging. He signed executive orders, rewrote trade deals, slashed regulations, and picked Twitter fights with celebrities and foreign leaders alike. To his supporters, he was a wrecking ball to the system, exactly what they wanted. To his critics, he was reckless and dangerous. But Trump didn't care. He thrived on conflict. Every headline, every protest, every press conference, it all fed the Trump machine. He pushed through massive tax cuts, appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, met with North Korea's Kim Jong-un, something no sitting president had ever done. But his presidency was also marked by non-stop controversy. The Russia investigation, impeachment, media wars, and a deeply divided country. Then, in 2020, the world changed. COVID-19 hit. The virus spread fast. The economy tanked. Millions lost jobs. Trump downplayed the threat, sparred with scientists, and turned press briefings into political theater. His approval ratings dropped, but his base stayed loyal. And as the 2020 election approached, the country was split down the middle. In November 2020, Trump lost the election to Joe Biden, but he didn't accept it. He claimed it was stolen, that there was fraud, that the system was rigged against him. His supporters believed him. On January 6, 2021, a crowd stormed the U.S. Capitol. The world watched in shock as chaos unfolded. Trump was impeached for a second time, a first in American history. But even then, he didn't disappear. He launched rallies, teased a comeback, created Truth Social, his own media platform. He remained the most powerful voice in the Republican Party, and in 2024, he ran again. Despite legal troubles, investigations, and non-stop headlines, millions still supported him. Because for many, Trump wasn't just a politician. He was a symbol of rebellion, of change, of saying what others wouldn't dare say. Love him or hate him, one thing is clear. Donald Trump changed American politics forever. And his story, it's not over yet.